Now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative, which is the go-getter energy that moves all of us, especially yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. We put all this together into one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one book, one show, this daily masterclass that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is how to deal with life's shit quickly and easily. What do I mean by dealing with life's shit? Do I need to explain this? Do I need to really give too much context of what this means? Does anybody who's listening to this never had to go through some shit? Anybody listening to this who's never had to deal with some shit? Is somebody listening to this right now who is going through some shit right now at this exact moment? Are some of you feeling a little bit of relief right now because you just got done dealing with some shit? And some of you are feeling maybe a sense of, maybe a little bit of trepidation or anxiety because you can see some shit coming on the horizon. And maybe a few of you, the lucky ones, you don't really have any shit going on right now in your life, but you know what it feels like because you've been there, you've been in the midst of it, and you know that it's probably going to happen again. As they say in life, you're either dealing with some shit, just got done dealing with some shit, or you're about to deal with some shit. And some people may word that differently, but since today's topic is about dealing with life's shit, today we're talking about it. How to deal with that shit quickly and easily. Because I guarantee you, it has happened in your life already. Doesn't matter how old or young you are, and it's going to happen again. So how about we provide you with a framework for you to deal with this shit on a consistent basis, because it's going to continually happen. As long as you're alive, you're going to be dealing with something. Okay, so this is just part of the cost. All right, this is part of the price that you need to pay if you want to be alive. You want to be a human being living in this world. You got to deal with shit. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you how to avoid shit. I'm not going to tell you how to act like the shit is not there, how to ignore shit. We're not going to do that because that'll only make the shit pile up. All right, and too much shit piles up, starts to smell bad. All right, you try to avoid some shit, you end up stepping in it anyway. Today we're going to talk about how to actually deal with it directly, but also deal with it quickly and easily. Everybody open to that conversation? Good. Point number one. Topic once again is how to deal with life's shit quickly and easily. Number one, understand, as I just said, that it's part of the game. There's a business expert by the name of Alex Sharfin. I heard him say this. He said, when your business is going great, when everything in your business seems to be clicking on all cylinders, check this out. It'll still be broken. There'll be still something that is not perfect in that business, no matter how great your business is going. And the greater it's doing, the better it's doing, the more something is still not going to be working. He said the better that you're doing in business in one area, the more you'll have to deal with in another area. For example, if your business is doing great in generating leads, for example, just think about this. Your business is great in bringing customers in or potential customers in. That means you're going to be probably generating more sales, more conversions, and people are going to be buying. And the more conversions and buying, that's great, right? That's more money that you're making. But now you have more accounting that you need to deal with. You have more fulfillment that you need to deal with. Now you have to actually get the goods and services into the hands of the people who paid for it. So now your fulfillment may suffer because now they had to do 10 times the work that they were doing before because you have 10 times the leads. So they may not be equipped to do that because they're used to doing this amount. Now they got to do 10 times that amount. So it may not work as well. Now you might start getting some bad reviews because you're moving a little bit slower or you're not getting things done as efficiently as you were doing before. Even though business is going great, you're making more money. From the outside looking in, you're doing amazing to the average person who doesn't know any better, but you're having bigger problems than you ever had before because now you got other problems to deal with. One success in one area leads to challenges in another area, right? If any of you out there who wants to own a big house, maybe you already have a big house. You live in a big house right now. What does that come with? It's probably a lawn on that house. It might go all the way around the house, which means you either have to get out there and cut the lawn yourself, or you have to pay the landscapers to maintain the lawn. And when you've got a big house, that means every time there's a repair that needs to be done, you have to do it yourself. Every year, you got to pay a property tax on the ownership of your house. I mean, do you even actually own it if you got to pay property taxes on it? Different conversation for different day. And all of the maintenance that you have to take care of because you own that big house. Even though the house is big, it is beautiful. You got more bedrooms than you can even sleep in, more bathrooms than you can pee in. You got to deal with all the other things that come with owning that big house. there is a trade-off for anything that you're going to do in life. No matter how great it's going in one area, there's going to be something else that happens in another area. And you who lifts weights and you get really big muscles, all right, the bigger your muscles get, your movement, your range of motion may be limited because of that gain in bulk. If you add more weight, there are many males who will come to me and ask me about, or they'll tell me about their goal of adding more bulk. They want to gain weight through adding muscle to their body. The more muscle you add to your body, you might not be able to run as fast. Your reaction time may not be as quick. Your endurance and your cardiovascular may not be as strong when you add more muscle, because now you got more weight that you have to carry around on that frame. So there's a trade-off for everything in life. The better you do in one area, the more challenges are going to come up in another area. This is just the way that it works. All right. If you're like me and you like living in a place like a condominium, or you like to rent, which I like to do, listen, I don't pay anything but the rent. All right? All the maintenance or anything breaks in here, they come take care of it. If my lights go out in my place, all I do is make a phone call, send an email. The maintenance guy comes in a few minutes. They replace all that. The circuit breaker broke in my kitchen not too long ago. The guy just had to come in. He replaced it with a new breaker. I don't know how much the breaker costs. I don't know how much his labor charge is. I don't know how much it costs for new bulbs or any of that, because none of it got billed to me. It all got billed straight to the owner of the unit. All right, they take care of all that because I'm not responsible for it. But at the same time, when they set certain rules. For example, in my building, when COVID happened, they set certain rules about the amenities. They had to close down amenities for a while. You couldn't use them at all. Then when they reopened them, there were limited hours and they had to do this, and they were limited how many people were using it. These are all rules that I had to follow because I'm subject to them, because I live in this community where somebody else gets to make the rules, because I don't own the building. But had I lived in my own house, I could use my own gym if it was in my house as much as I wanted, anytime that I wanted, COVID or no COVID, and I didn't even have to wear a mask. So there's a trade-off in either direction in anything that you do in life. So understand that this is just the game. Okay, the first point here for you to understand, the topic again, how to deal with life's shit, is that there will always be some type of trade-off. All right, something great going on in one direction, there's something on the other side that you're gonna have to deal with. You eat a whole lot of food and the food tastes great, all right, you might have to sit down for a little while because you gotta let that food digest, and that food is going to digest and go through your system, and some of it's gotta come out in one way or another, if you understand what I'm saying. Perfectly along the lines of today's topic, which again is, as we move on to point number 2, how to deal with life's shit. All of that is part of the game, what I just talked about. Number 2, understand that in life, nothing will ever be perfect. I don't mind you chasing perfection if you want to do that, but understand that you are indeed chasing it and you will always be running. All right, so if you're a type of person, you're wired that way, you want to, quote, chase perfection, close quote, understand that you'll always be chasing after it. You will never catch it. All right, so as long as you don't have the expectation of actually catching perfection, you're okay with just continually chasing it and you're happy with whatever comes from that, we're all good. But just don't expect to catch up to it, okay? Being that we're all human and human beings are imperfect, there will always be something that we got to give up in order to gain in another area. There was a Tyler Perry movie that I saw a long time ago, over 10 years ago, where these couples had gone on like a couples retreat. It was maybe 4 different couples, all male, female companions. And the men and women had broke off into groups just to talk to each other. And one of the men said to the other men, listen, 80% is the most you're going to get out of any woman. And what he was saying was, any man who was to make a list of all the things that you want in a woman, the best woman you could possibly find, she'll be able to fulfill 80% of what's on your list of the perfect woman. You're never going to find, according to this man in this movie, you're never going to find a woman who fulfills 100% of every single thing that you're looking for. It's just not possible to find someone who's just perfect, has everything. I find that to be true. I found that to be true in business. I found it to be true in sports world. I found it to be true in relationships and dealing with other people. Has anybody here ever had a list and you found someone who had 100% of everything? I don't know anyone who has. For example, if you're a man and you are looking for a woman who cooks, cleans, will take care of the kids, and have a thriving, high-paced career all at the same time, it's pretty hard to do all of those things. You might have to pay for a housekeeper to clean the house because she's not going to be able to do that because she's at work, right? And you are not going to clean it either. So if you want them to do one thing, you might have to give up another thing. If you want your woman to be a housewife and take care of the kids, then she might not have the ambitious, upwardly mobile career because she sacrificed that so she could take care of the kids that you two had together. So there's a little bit of a trade-off that you got to make there, right? Or maybe she might not be super ambitious like you, but she'd make a great mother, and she would definitely keep the house spick and span, sparkling clean. Are you okay with that trade-off? There is some trade-off that has to be made in every direction. And females is the exact same thing on your side. I'm only using the male example because I'm a male, but females, this applies to you just as much as it applies to the men. And I'm sure, ladies, you can look at your own lives. Have you found anyone who fit 100% of every single thing you're looking for? Once you really got to know them, did they fit 100%? Somebody might look like 100% from the outside looking in, but then once you really get to know them, you realize, okay, yeah, this is closer to 80, right? It's closer to 80 than I thought it was once I really get to know this individual. But understand, 80 is not bad, okay? 80 is not bad. You find somebody who fits everything 100%, get to know them a little bit more, and you'll realize that it's not actually 100. Another example. Females have asked me. There's a female I know who asked me not too long ago. She didn't even ask me, actually. She mentioned it kind of in a question that she was asking, but it was kind of like a comment and kind of like a question. And what she was saying was, Dre, what about these women who are on social media, showing off their asses, like these ass models or butt models on social media? And this woman who was talking to me, she didn't appreciate seeing other women do that, to draw attention to themselves or build their brand or their business around showing off their asses. And she was asking me what I thought about it. Well, let me speak for all men when I let you men out there know, and the ladies out there who are listening know. Let's be clear here. Let's pump our brakes a little bit. We appreciate the Instagram ass models, okay? All of us heterosexual men, and probably homosexual men too, we appreciate the Instagram ass models. All right, we don't want that industry to go away. Okay, we want them to keep doing what they're doing. Now, even though I might not want my mom, my sister, or my daughter to be an Instagram ass model, I do appreciate that Instagram ass models is a profession and that some people are partaking. Okay, we don't want that to go away. All right, now listen. All right, if you ain't listened to enough episodes of this show, we gonna keep it 100% fucking real here, okay? And I think I just did. All right, if anything I just said was not real, you can let me know. All right. Now, if you who is listening to this, and actually let me back up. If you're a male, you might have your fun with that brand of female. You meet some Instagram ass models. Listen, you might want to have some fun with that Instagram ass model, who she is. You might also say, you know what, I'm gonna have my fun with this woman, but she's probably not gonna become my wife. She might not become my girlfriend, and that's fine. And there are ladies out there, again, I'm just using the male perspective as an example, but ladies out there, there are men out there that you know of that, look, I'm gonna have my fun with this guy. I'm gonna enjoy him, and we'll enjoy each other for what we can get out of each other in this temporary situation. But this guy's not going to become my boyfriend. This guy's not going to become my husband. I'm not going to build a family with this guy, but I can appreciate and value him and use him for what he's worth in this situation. He's using me too. We're using each other. And there's a symbiotic relationship, at least for this brief period of time until I decide to move on and do something different. This is just the game, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? My theory is men in general, heterosexual men, we all enjoy the thought of a woman who would quickly take everything off and show it all very quickly with very little work put in by the man. All right, I think every man enjoys that concept, that idea, and some males who are listening to this have even partaken in some of this themselves. But at the same time, you probably wouldn't marry that woman who who took it off that easy. Why is that? Because if it was that easy for you, you could probably surmise it was that easy for somebody else before you, and it would be that easy for someone else after you. The woman you marry, it won't be that easy. She will not fulfill that fantasy of making it that easy for you, but they make up for it with everything else. You see, and hence this is where it comes into 80%. Okay, 100% might be a woman who's she's beautiful. She might be an ass model, beautiful body, because you can see it all on social media. Take it off very easily for you, but the problem is you're like, oh man, I'm probably not the first person she did that for. If you really think about it. Not going to be the last person she did it for, if you really think about it. Okay, do I want to trade that for in exchange for everything else? So I want to make that trade-off, or you want to make the trade-off on the opposite end? She doesn't take everything off that quick. You haven't seen everything because she's not showing it in her pictures, but she does everything else you want. All right, which trade-off do you want to make? There is always some trade-off that needs to be made. Nothing is perfect. No person is perfect. No human is perfect. No situation is going to be perfect. Your question is that you're going to ask yourself is not where the perfect situation is, but which trade-offs am I willing to live with? All right, that is the question that you will always have to ask. And that's the question you must answer to make decisions. All right, your decisions get made in life when you decide which trade-offs am I willing to make. I mean, think about it with your own life. When you decided, any of you who is married or any of you who's in a committed relationship, when you decided to get into that relationship, you had to make a trade-off. Okay, I'm going to commit to being with this person, and the trade-off is I'm going to stop dating. All right, I'm not going to be available anymore. I'm not going to be able to just go out and be single and ready to mingle. I'm not going to be able to do those things anymore because I'm committing to this person. I'm not dealing with any of these other things that I have going on. If you decide to buy a living space like a house or a condo or an apartment, what are you trading off? You're trading off that, okay, I'm not going to move every year anymore like I was before. I'm not going to just be moving to different neighborhoods and trying different places out. I'm going to put my roots right here on this spot because it might not be so easy to get out of this place if I decide to move again. I'm pretty much saying this is where I'm going to be at. If you decide to take a job at a certain company, the trade-off is you can't work at every company all at the same time. You decide to start a business, the trade-off is you don't have that guaranteed paycheck coming anymore. So there's always some type of trade-off that needs to be made. You decide you want to wake up early in the morning every day. That means you can't stay up late at night every night. Eventually, that equation is going to stop working, even if you try to burn the candle at both ends. So there's always a trade-off that needs to be made. So there's always going to be some type of shit you got to deal with no matter what you do. Okay? There's always going to be something. Do not expect that there will ever be nothing. If you're aiming for nothing, again, you can chase the perfection, but do not expect to catch the perfection. Everybody follow me. Point number 3. The topic here today, once again, is how to deal with life's shit. Number 3, expect the shit. Expect that it's coming. Expect that it's going to happen. And when I say expect it, I don't mean that you need to have a feeling of dread or to be negative about life in general because you know that there's always going to be some shit. But expect it in such a way that you know that there's something that you're going to have to deal with, and this is just part of the human condition. Okay, so it's not whether or not the shit is going to happen in life. It's how long you allow shit, whatever that shit happens to be, to slow you down before you get back in the game. If you know it's going to happen from time to time, while it may surprise you how it shows up and when exactly it shows up, it won't disturb you as much. All right? Everybody understand the difference between those two phrases that I use. Something can surprise you, but not disturb you. Just because you didn't know it was coming, or you didn't know exactly how it was coming, or the exact time and date that it was going to show up, you knew eventually that there was going to be something that came about like this, so it doesn't disturb you as much. For example, I use the male perspective again because I'm a male. So ladies, don't be mad at me here today. I'm using this male perspective so often, but I'm a male, so I got to speak from what I can best describe. If your significant other is a female and she's pregnant, you're having a kid, you probably read or heard, or maybe you were told directly by the woman herself that, hey, there are going to be mood swings. I'm going to be hormonal. There are going to be times where I'm just not in a good mood. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be bothered by you. I don't want to have to ask you for anything more than once. I don't want to deal with any of your shit. The lady's telling you that because she's going to be pregnant and there are going to be all kinds of changes going on in her body. Now you know it. You heard her say it. Okay, now you can expect that shit to occur. So now when it does occur, it may surprise you when it happens. It may surprise you how it pops up and how it manifests itself, but it doesn't disturb you because you're like, oh yeah, I remembered. I read about that in the book, right? So as long as you know that it's coming, it won't throw you off balance, even though it may shock you how it comes. Got it? For example, if you ride a bicycle, one day you might get a flat tire. I remember I was riding my bicycle I was riding to Miami Beach one day, and I caught a flat tire on the causeway in between Miami the city and Miami Beach. And then a week later, maybe a week or 2 weeks later, I caught another flat tire riding a different way I rode the same way, but at a different part of the ride. I caught another flat tire in the exact same tire. But you understand, if you ride a bicycle, sometimes you're going to get a flat. But you don't have to be distressed about the flat. You just know you got to get it fixed. If you play basketball, for example, you may at some point get a twisted ankle. If you sell products online, one day somebody's going to complain and demand a full refund of the product that they bought. This is all part of the game. All right. Know that this happens so that when it happens, you are emotionally prepared to handle it, even though you may not have expected it to happen exactly the way that it happened. If you publish content on the internet, one day somebody's going to take something you said completely out of context, put that little piece of out of context material out there and make you look like something, or make it look like you're saying something or promoting something that you actually absolutely were not saying, and try to use it against you. And it might work. This is all part of the game. As long as you expect it to come, it won't bother you as much, even though it may bother you at some level. It may not bother you as much because you know it's coming. Now let's recap our class, which is today's topic: how to deal with life's shit quickly and easily. Number one, understand that it is part of the game. When your business is going great, it will still be broken. The better you do at bringing in prospects, the better you're going to do at selling. The better you do at selling, the more challenge you're going to have in fulfillment, because now you got to deliver those goods and services to all of these people that might be 10 times more than what you're used to dealing with, and that may lead to some problems. So there will always be something. Number two, understand in life nothing will ever be perfect. We are human, we are imperfect, there's always a trade-off. In a movie, the man said, the best woman that you find is only going to give you 80% of the perfection that you want, and you just got to decide which trade-offs you're willing to accept and which trade-offs you are not. And number three, expect the shit. It is not whether or not shit happens in your life, it is how long you allow the shit to slow you down before you get back in the game or continue playing the game. If you know that the shit's going to happen from time to time, while it may surprise you, it does not have to disturb you. Know that it happens, so when it does, you are emotionally prepared to deal with it. Work on your game. Dre all day.